enjoy the episode.
You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the f*** is he talking about?
Yeah, big sip, man. Big sip of the coffee. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know what it is, and you know who it is. It's me, Mario, and welcome to Appraise, the phrase, origins of everyday expressions, where we're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. The gang's all here. Well, a few of us are here. I have fun with this group, man. But let me roll out my co-host, my homie, one of my best friends, 20 Williams in the building as always. What's good, bruh?
Oh man, all good, brother. You know what I am. I stay low key for the beginning, for the intro.
Yes, you do. I love that. Actually, I've gotten feedback on that, positive feedback on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. Because if it was negative,
we have we'll have some people to find. No, it's like it's a very good contrast to the energy that I'm bringing. Very good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I tried. That's deliberate.
Ooh. Hey, y'all. I don't know if y'all really know, behind the curtain, 20 is a creative, comedic genius. And I'm going to unveil one of his, I don't know if inspirations or somebody of note in the game, in the comedy game, that I'm like, okay, he put me on to this person to look at the nuance. My man, Bill Murray. And I'm like, oh, I see how like you intertwine Bill Murray into your game. So I'm like, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I do hold Bill Murray as one of mine. Like he's on my Mount Rushmore. I'll be honest with you, like to the point where I appreciate who he is as God created him, but I swear I wished he was black so I could love him more.
And that's the thing. It's like, damn, we got to put you in that category, Bill, because you probably did some shit that we would have to be like, damn.
That was the only thing that ran through my mind. I was just like, he white, though.
Exactly, bro. Nah, Jay, listen, you know.
Hey, but I like him too. I like him too. But you be like, damn, he white.
Because if you tell us, like, if a black man goes, oh, who's your favorite comedian? Oh, Bill Murray. You don't like Richard Pryor?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like Kevin Hart? Mm-hmm. You don't like Dave Chappelle? Man, I'm not saying that I don't. My sense of humor is all about timing, and he's one of the greatest when it comes to like timing and putting that small thing right where it needs to be. So it's hilarious. Not saying that there's no black comedians that do it. I love Richard Pryor. I love Dave Chappelle. I love Eddie Murphy. I grew up on them. I mean, but it's just growing up and choosing someone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
having my culture put it on me. If I had to choose someone outside my culture, it would definitely be Bill Murray.
He's perfect way to say it. Perfect way to say it. Hey, man, we heard my man voice. Let's get right to it. Let's introduce him. Expression Appraisal Team member, another good friend of mine's, overseas connection, man. We actually have never hung out in the States, but we're close as fuck. You know what I'm saying? We've never hung out the States, that's man, true. But we are like very close. My guy Dre is in the building, host of Mental Potential podcast, coach over in Europe, GFL, I think GFL Hall of Famer, I'm willing to say. But my man Dre in the building. What's good, brother?
What's good, man? Happy to be here. Blessed.
My dog. Hey, so it's been a while since the three of us was on the show. The last couple shows we all been on. It was very good conversation. Keep your friends closer, your enemies closer, and that's why I be putting you on the show now. No.
There's a reason for it, bro. There's a reason for it.
So y'all can't talk shit if y'all ain't on the show.
Exactly, but so there's certain phrases, man, that I get into that sometimes the way I'm coming at them, only 20 holds me down all the time. And Dre catches what I'm trying to put across. So that's why we got Dre in the building with us. And I'm going to jump right into the phrase of the day. For me, I hit up 20 weeks ago. That was weeks ago. I was weeks ago. I hit him up weeks ago about this, and I'm like, I have to wait until Dre is free because I have an opinion on blessing in disguise. I have an opinion on this shit, man. And I don't know if it is popular opinion. I don't know if most people don't think this way. I have not done the due diligence in the world. But, man, let me tell you, it came across my fucking life a couple weeks ago, and I said, that shit is weak. Last week.
like you felt the phrase and you felt weak because you felt it,
bro. I'm like, I think I said it. Yes, Dre. I think I said it. I was reading something. I'm like, oh, that was a blessing in disguise. I'm like, how weak am I to say that a blessing is in disguise, dog? Like, what kind of lower level understanding of myself in the world do I got to say to be like, man, that blessing was in a trench coat. like you know what I'm saying? Like, the blessing was a blessing, dog. Like, stand up on it, man. Just because it didn't go the way you might have thought it was gonna go, don't mean the blessing was like in a fucking fake mustache. Yeah, I hate that shit. So I wanted to get to the origin of it and get y'all opinions on where I sit and where y'all sit, because that shit fucks with me, man. I don't like it. So, blessing in disguise. Let's get to it with y'all. Go ahead, 20. Because you know where I'm going.
I'm not getting into it yet. I was going to let you finish, but like, bro, whenever you start off the show, it's always a start off on the show. You get what I'm saying? Like whenever, like, you be so cool, calm and collect, but when you have an opinion, when something don't sit right with you, it's like, you know what? I'm a star. Like that shit go out the window.
Out the
when
window.
that get home to you. And I love it, bro, because it gives it a different atmosphere. It gives it a different start to the show. But so that's why, you know, when we were talking about it, I was like, save it for the show, dog. So
Yeah.
Save it for the show, because that energy that you give when you feel personal about something is just like, it starts it off right. So yeah, I'm ready for it. Come on.
My dog. Yeah. So
you know what that was? Actually, Mario, you know what that is?
It was a blessing in disguise.
How weak of you. How fucking weak, dog. All right, man. 20, I'm tossing it to you. What is your connection to blessing in disguise, man? Where you sit with it, bro?
Is it me or Dre?
I'm gonna go you. You gotta set the tempo. Set the bar.
You know what? Honestly,
Cheers,
when it comes up to, like, I'm trying to recollect if I've used it lately or is it just something that somebody has told to me? Because if I can remember correctly, I feel like it's just been something that's been told to me in a sense of, you didn't get it how you want it, but you got it, type of deal. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it was one of those situations where, you know, either it was a guardian or a parental figure that was telling you that, because, you know, as a child, you want things the way you want it, and you really don't grow that gray area until later in life when you got to maneuver outside black and white. So I feel like when it is said, it's like, just be like a grateful type of deal. Like, hey man, be grateful. It may not have came the way that you wanted it, but yet you still got something, or it still helped you out.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. I'm gonna hold on to a couple words you said, because that Dre.
Because that still don't change how I feel.
I feel like that shit.
Let me say a blessing in disguise.
See?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm trying to figure out when have I ever said it. Right. Besides, you know, maybe in a rap song, listening to Jeezy.
I think you do say
it. But like, blessing in disguise, I don't know. I'm the type of person who kind of, I've already seen it, or I feel it. So, you know, it's kind of however it comes, wrapped up, shiny, whatever. You know, I kind of expected that blessing. in advance, some kind of shape, form, fashion, whatever. But to say, hey, man, that was a blessing in disguise.
Thank you, Chuck.
I don't know if that ever came out of my heart ever. Hey, man, that was a blessing in disguise.
Weakness,
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. It just hit me because I was still thinking, even though I gave my answer. I apologize, Dre. Please come back to me, Mario, because I remember
I will.
Okay, go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if I ever used it that way, but I understand the phrase. I understand the phrase and why you would use it. And I think the only way that I would use it, if I had to use it, would to be nice to somebody. You know, maybe it's like an old lady or something that like gave me something. I'm like, you know what, that was a blessing in disguise. But still, I don't know if I would use it. I just be like, hey, that's a blessing. Appreciate that.
Yeah. See?
I don't know.
See, I'm with
Straight
it. I'm
up.
with it. And that's we're aligned culturally because of that. 20, please. Where you at? Where's your moment?
So the most vivid moment in my life where I know that I've used it is I was I was in college, right? And it was a situation where, you know, it had to do with a young lady, and it was a form of intoxication was involved.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it was like at that moment, as a young man, me and my homies was kind of, I want to say arguing, but we was blocking each other from the door. Mario, this is my story. Mario, please stop. Please, Mario, this is my story. Okay, this is my story, Mario. Please. All right. I know I've known you for a while. But this is my story. And like at the time, we didn't realize we were blocking each other because it was the thirst. The thirst was always winning. So once we realized neither one of us got it. Because we canceled each other out. For some reason, I don't know how it happened, but we canceled each other out. And then now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, I'm so glad that nothing prevailed of it, because it could have been bad. It could have been bad, bro. You get what I'm saying? And I was
did you say it out loud?
Oh, I did. I looked my homie dead in his eyes, and I was like, bro, that was a blessing in disguise, because it could have went down, and it could have changed our whole life course. It could have changed our whole life course.
If it came off like that, and you felt it that dramatic, hey, I don't know. Maybe you.
It was a some liquor. It was a toast. It was a hey, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Okay.
Whoa.
So we definitely dodged a bullet. How about that? We definitely dodged the bullet without getting further into it. But like honestly, now that I look at it, that little nah, that's me was actually a blessing in disguise, because it really at that moment you can see that it didn't matter. But now that you're thinking about it, it's like, damn, hell yeah, man. Like, I'm so glad that we were able to argue as friends. And that friendly argument stopped us from doing something that could have been crazy. So yeah.
That's just so
how many times?
Go ahead.
Before you go on, Mario, how many times because I can already point out, I think we all didn't use 6-7 different phrases while explaining ourselves about this subject. How often does that happen on the show?
Oh my God.
All the time. My guy, when I say ignorance is bliss, I mean it, bro. Yes. Like we can't, and sometimes Dre, we'll do it, and me and Mario will look at each other through the camera, and the guests be like, "What's wrong with these dudes?" Because we're catching ourselves using all of these idioms that now we know the origin of it, and now we actually know the true meaning, and it feels good to actually use them correctly. You get what I'm saying? Like we use them correctly because we know the knowledge behind it. But yeah, bro, it was definitely a blessing in disguise that day, and I'm here to tell it.
And night. Hey man, appreciate that. Appreciate you actually. Okay. It's gonna be hard for me to unpack how that wasn't a blessing in disguise. I'm gonna try my best throughout the show. Let's
just let y'all know. Listen. Because Mario was definitely there. I'm not even putting people in placements, but I feel like he's already done gave himself up. But me and Mario knew each other for a long time, so he knows the situation that I was in just as much as I know the situations that he's been in. So it's like we have our own wink to each other when it comes to this situation, because this is something that we've thought on, like at the time, right after it happened. And later on, as grown men, we always thought this is one of those things where we was like, bro, I can't believe that happened. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I'm glad.
I'm so glad that happened. Yeah, like more.
The block was necessary.
I'm talking about
it was necessary, bro.
Yes. All right.
And Dre, this was before. I'm sorry.
Go.
But this was before social media. This was before cameras. This was just really based off of moral judgment. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like there was no way. I don't want to say no way, but it was like the way things are now, right now. Oh, bro, we wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things that we did in college.
Yeah. Yes. Ahead, well said. Well said. All right. So to level up, we always want to, because I love the anecdotes. Let's connect them to what Webster says the definition is, because lately in the past couple of shows, Webster's been coming with the very bland, very unseasoned definition of what we think these things mean. So Webster's defines blessing in disguise as an apparent misfortune that eventually has good results. An apparent misfortune that eventually has good results. So again, because I'm definitely knee deep into this shit, I'm going to comment. So first, like, they threw apparent in there for niggas like me. Like, it's an apparent misfortune. Like, you are not getting away from the fact that it is something that is unfortunate happening to you or others. And then the word that I don't like is eventually has good results, which means like it's time bound and shit. So, and a misfortune that you have to wait to see if the results is good. I don't know where that puts me, man. When I got that definition, I'm like, all right, does that really shift where I'm at with it? I don't know. Dre, where you at with the definition?
An apparent misfortune that basically over time has a good result.
Yeah.
Well, I never looked at it that way, so that's kind of, because I never looked at it. If I ever say it's a blessing in disguise, it was something I wasn't even looking at. It just popped up and something happened. That's the way I interpret it. Now hearing that is just like a misfortune. So
yeah, give me an example. Yeah. like an interception, right? But a holding call is on the interception, and I guess. But that's what
they fumbled it, you stripped it, and scored or something.
But I'm saying, like, all those things are separate events to me. That's how I look at it. Like, you shouldn't have threw the pick, but thank you for hustling and causing the fumble. Like, I'm not gonna say, you feel me?
That's yeah. I mean, that's really too much for me to go with that. To go with that saying, I think that's a little bit more. There's more depth to that definition than what you actually saying.
I agree. So, 20. I agree.
Listen, from what the definition is, like, I'm on total opposites from you right now, Mario, because the situations that I've been in were misfortunate. You get what I'm saying? Like, because it was a situation where at that point in time, it's like, man, I missed out. You get what I'm, like, man, I really missed out. It could have been a moment, and now that I've given that time to recollect and to think about it, it's like, you know what? I put too much on it. I put too much on that moment, and it could have been, I was only looking for positive things that would have came out of it, not knowing that it could have been negative things coming out of it in that moment.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like when you're in the moment, you don't realize that, damn, this can go really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it doesn't happen, you're just upset that it didn't go well. But there was just as much of a chance for it to go bad as opposed to going well. So
But did you I got two questions. Did you miss anything?
yeah.
All right. Number two, what was the
what made it misfortunate? Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't have a falling out with your friend. You didn't miss nothing. It's as if it's really you just blocked yourself. You blocked yourself from the misfortune.
You gonna pull it? Well, listen. As a younger man,
or did the other person block you from the misfortune?
At the time, you're the block.
So you had
the
two
block
negatives that created a positive.
If we ask you your boy Newton, yes. If we ask you your boy Isaac, yeah. If we talking to your boy Isaac, yes.
Hey, those balls.
If we talking to your boy Isaac, baby, yeah. That's definitely what happened because no, listen. It's all on perspective. Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously, it's on.
I got you though.
I love that word. That's one of my favorite words.
Yeah.
To use now that I'm a grown-ass man is perspective. I believe in it just as much as I believe in oxygen or I believe in gravity. Like,
Got you.
I don't see it. I can't see it sometimes, but I know it's there. And it's just like a situation where at the time, that's why I mean, like the mind state, the mindset that you have at that time, you only see it one way. You only see it one way, regardless of if it happens or not. You know, you only see it one way. But through time, the development of who you are, that could have been a moment where your character was defined, and it could have been somebody
you was blinded. You was blinded by the disguise. Yeah,
exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
Look at this shit.
You were blinded by the disguise. Hey, don't turn yet, Mario, because we got some juice for you. All right, don't turn yet. All right, you were blinded by the disguise, and I like that, Dre. Huh. You were blinded by the disguise, and then now when you can able to sit back and not put yourself in that situation, no matter how long it is, but when you're able to sit back and put yourself and really evaluate the whole situation, you're like, man, I'm glad I didn't do that, because at that point I wasn't in the right mind state to make a conscious decision.
I hear that.
That makes sense.
I hear that. We gon' pedal on forward. I like it, man. I actually like it. This is cool because it's challenging me a little bit, but not enough. Let's get into it. Let's get into the origin. All right, man.
Hey, Dre, once we off air, I'm definitely gonna let you know the story, dog.
Yeah.
I can't say it on air, bro, but
exactly. All right, so the phrase originates from my man James Hervey in a 1755 hymn from Reflections on a Flower Garden. It's in the part of the hymn that's since all the downward tracks of time. And so Hervey put this in this hymn, and Hervey was meditating on the wisdom of accepting whatever God in his infinite wisdom chose to bestow on us, even things that appeared at first to be negative because they were a blessing in disguise. So let me go ahead and read this hymn. I won't sing this hymn because I hate white gospel. And I assume that that's what this is. Since all the downward tracks of time, God's watchful eye surveys, oh, who is wise to choose our lot or to appoint our ways? Good when he gives, supremely good, nor less when he denies, even crosses from his sovereign hand our blessings in disguise. Why should we doubt a father's love, so constant and so kind, to his earning gracious will be every wish resigned? Now, it's nice when you put God in it, right? Blessing in disguise is really nice when you actually like put God to blessings.
Bro, Hey, you know what? I wasn't gonna laugh. I was not gonna laugh, bro. But
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Hey, I can see Rio right now. I know it's about God in it. I can see Rio with the man got the crosses in his arm. This man Rio like, man, I ain't sold on.
Because he
sold on it.
God is what making him give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's upset that Buddy put God in it because now I got to give it a chance because this nigga put God in it. That's exactly why he's upset. Not the fact
I
that
ain't sold on it.
Man,
is this really a blessing? I ain't sold.
Yo, read me right. Seen right through me, dog. Cause I'm like, okay, like this. It's the line after it, bro. That really got me hot into him. Cause they say like even crosses from his sovereign hand are blessings in disguise. And then they ask, why should we doubt a father's love? And father is capitalized, of course. So we talk about God. Why should we doubt God's love? And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying, man. That's not where I sit with it, man. Because blessings in disguise is like for me, man. When you put it that way and you throw big God on it, it's like, let me see. All right, I'm gonna go something real personal for y'all because we got there. So like not, you know what I'm saying, just having my foot in the crack of the door of the league, man, and not making it. Like some will say because my life is relatively successful, that was a blessing in disguise. And I've even fucking lived that little fucking lie. Like if I'd have went at the time I was, who knows where I would be. Who knows the type of person I would be. I say that all the time. I say all the time, like the not making it carved in me some characteristics that I like about myself that I don't know would have been forced to carve in me if I would have made it. Now, then there's the whole thing where it's like, well, shit, to have made it and stayed, I probably would have had to up my character, but who fucking knows, right? So like, that would be like me saying like, God set it up to where I didn't make it.
And that
was a blessing in disguise.
God know I'm not ready for this money.
Yeah,
God
exactly. Like what? What? No, nigga, no. That was just misfortune for me. That's strictly misfortune, dog. The blessings came after I figured out that was not going.
Hey, I'm talking about the preacher. The preacher then called you up to altar call and told you that.
Yes,
it's a blessing that you didn't get all that.
And you didn't need all that, son. Look at you now. We
want to invite brother Mario back up. He didn't make it to the league, y'all. He didn't make it to the league, y'all. But it's a blessing in disguise because he's here today. Who would have known how many times he would have came to church if he would have went to the league and made music. But it's a blessing in disguise because he's here today to pray with us. Brother Mario, please.
Please. So where y'all at, man? Please let me get off. Where y'all at, man, with it being a hymn, blessing in disguise, first dropped in a song, obviously about the Lord and his goodness. 20.
You know what, honestly, when it's easy to put the Lord on it because it's like I feel like God's the only thing that like you can when you're supposed to put something in your life unconditionally, it's easy to use that as an excuse for not getting what you got.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they say, ask God and God or Jesus will provide. And it's like, well, I'm hungry. Oh, it's a blessing in disguise because the food was bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like one of those things where it's like, come on, you get what I'm saying? Like how long are these disguised blessings to the point where it's just like they're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like how many disguised blessings do I have to go through in life?
Right.
Is that the only way I'm gonna get my blessings?
Like the nigga just don't want to. The nigga don't want to come in some jeans and a t-shirt. Like blessing, just throw on your regular fit. Throw your regular fit on.
Honestly, I know I've been giving you these disguised blessings, but you know what, Chris? Here's that mega ball number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, here you go. Here's the blessing that's like very, very clear to see. And that's where I'll be at, bro. It's like, I even tweeted, and sorry to cut you off, but I even tweeted, I was like, hey man, that blessing, and I have a real reason, like another like practical reason why I'm not fucking with it. And what usually it is what it does to people when they think this way. And this is where you're leading me there, bro. It's like people get fed on like the carrot that moves and shit. And I hate that shit because it's like, I'm like, that blessing ain't in disguise. That's what the motherfucker wears. Like, that's not a disguise. That is what that blessing wears. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That blessing comes with a little bit of turbulence. That's all. That blessing comes with a little bit of you ain't know what it fully meant type of thing. But don't call it a disguise, because now you attaching it to like shit that you didn't understand. It's your fault. You weak.
And that's where I wanted to kind of, draw the line. There is some things that happen in your life that you did not expect, of course. But if you live a certain way and the where I am right now is thanking God, thanking the universe in advance for things, because I'm working towards those things. So these are expected. There is no disguise. I'm gonna get it, whether it's shiny, dusty, whatever. I'm gonna get it because that's what I'm preparing myself for, and that's what my thought process is.
Right.
There is some things, especially in maybe relationships, and maybe somebody do, like somebody you haven't talked to in 20 years. They be like, hey man, I've been listening to you, and I want to do this for you. Maybe something like that pop up, but that's what people need to understand. Like, those things are just gonna 1% of the time happen. Everything else you should be focused on drawing your blessings already to yourself. A blessing is not for somebody to sit around, wait around and wait for it to happen. It's for people who putting in work, intentionally driving to that or whatever. So I mean, I can understand both sides, you know what I'm saying? But, in reality, I think you should expect your blessings. Expect the work that you put in, because that's what you should be getting back. Yeah,
so this is where I will pose the next question, and then we'll go on to the next layer. Real quick for both of y'all. And it's like, run with this metaphor for me. Like, what scenario? Because think about when something is in disguise, right? Like, let's use the actual words. What scenario would a blessing need to be in disguise for? Like, what is the blessing hiding from?
You know what? I think it's more of taking a positive out of a negative.
Yeah, I hate that.
I think that's what they're saying.
Okay.
I feel like that's what this saying is really doing. Not really like hiding the blessing.
Yeah.
But it's like taking the positive out of a negative situation.
Got it.
That makes sense. Like,
it does make sense.
I didn't get to go out with the homies last night, which sucks, but all of them got food poisoning at the restaurant.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? Like that, I feel that's what
the blessing was like.
When it comes
to let them other niggas go. The blessing was like wearing a Bush costume.
But that's real talk. Yeah. I definitely feel that.
The blessings here the key.
I feel that the most, but I don't know. I'm thinking too much.
You're not thinking too much. That's what we're here to do.
Because if something bad happens, shouldn't you get something out of it, or should it just be like something just didn't happen?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it a blessing that I did not get food poisoning, or is it just that I didn't get food poisoning? I wasn't supposed to get food poisoning.
Because wouldn't the blessing be like you ate the same food?
And you didn't get food poisoning?
And you didn't get poisoned, but the other person, like,
that would be the real blessing.
But that's a blessing out of the
yeah, that's a blessing in gold. No.
in a gold cloak.
Hey man, real quick, let's talk about this man James Hervey who put this shit in here real quick, man, because this is good conversation. So he was a English clergyman and a writer. Now the reason why I want to bring this nigga up,
I'm just messing with y'all. Don't.
What?
Hey,
What'd you say?
That out, bro.
What'd you say?
No, keep going, Mario. Don't lose your train of thought. Keep going, man.
Okay,
going.
I'm not gonna edit it out. Whatever it was, it's in there.
Oh, you gonna hear it? No. You gonna hear it later.
Bet. So I think I know what he said, and exactly. And so this man, his style, his writing style is bombastic. Y'all know the bombastic's a real description of a writing style. Y'all know what that means?
No, I don't.
But you said Mr. Bombastic?
I know. That's where I went. I'm like this, like this.
That's exactly what I thought of when he said it.
So I'm reading this in a bombastic style. Now this is where the number starts to lean on my side. Go ahead, 24. I say this because
is it the same word or was this nigga really saying it wrong?
I think the song is Boombastic and this is Bombastic. I don't know.
So they're different words.
I think they're different words. But no. It might depending. We'll see because this is what bombastic means. It means to say a lot of words but not have any real meaning. So in the song, does that sound right?
Like talking shit.
I'm thinking it up. They call me Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Fantastic. Touch him on the mouth, Mr. Ooh. I don't think he said too much. He's saying a lot of shit, but I don't think he's.
Yeah, he don't mean whatever he's saying. It don't mean much, and that's what bombastic means. Like it's a high-sounding, inflated thing, inflated words, fluff. It has very little meaning. So this was his writing style. The person that wrote "Blessings in Disguise" was known to write a lot of stuff that didn't really mean nothing. Just saying. If we go,
so how can I criticize somebody? Like, so I just be like, you're acting really. But
yeah. Or it's like
how do you say it?
Bombastic. It's like you
bombastic. It's bombastic conversation that you're having.
Yes. I don't really like talking to you. Your conversation is mostly bombastic, man. Oh, Dre, you about to hurt people with? You're right, exactly. People gonna be like, "It's the bomb. It's the bomb. It is."
What they say? You're using a lot of big words right now. I don't know what it means, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
Exactly.
Make the sale.
And then so, because of this nigga style, man, because of Hervey's style, he actually was there was a criticism around it, especially another one of his works called the letter Theron and Aspatio, a series of letters, and people said that because of his Calvinistic background, his Calvinistic Christian background, which is like to the T with the Bible and shit like that, that although he was Calvinistic, because he was bombastic, that it would lead to another word that I never ran into until I did this research, antinomianism, which basically is where it leads people to like go against like the norms, to go against legal norms and law norms and religious norms, like so to just lead you astray. That's what that word means. Antinomianism. There we go. And so John Wesley, who was the leader of the revival of the Church of England, aka the Methodist Church, he was like, we're not fucking with Hervey. So actually, Blessings in Disguise, the creator of Blessings in Disguise, is at odds with the leader of the revival of the Methodist Church. All right. Okay. Just wanted to get that out there, man. Just wanted to get that out there that the creator of this shit be just talking. Just be talking. And to the point where like some of the shit he was saying made people not really be like, hey, this is going against what the church should be about and shit. In society.
Yeah. So he was a rebel.
In a sense.
Yeah.
So he was claiming Calvinism, which is like was the popular version of Christianity at the time. But he was like, I want to be Calvinist because I want to keep my social currency or whatever. But like really the shit I be saying that I really don't be meaning, that shit gets the people going against the norms, societal norms and shit. So yeah, type of dude he was, man.
Back then, if you had the right wordplay, you was good, man. You didn't really have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just had to know how to speak because not too many people knew how to speak. So it was one of those situations where if you master that, if you mastered like talking with confidence, Like you dude.
That was your status.
That was your status. Yeah.
Your fucking education was status.
You didn't even, yeah, like you said, you didn't have to have an education, bro, or even have. There was no fact checkers back then. You get what I'm saying? Like, look me in my eyes. Okay, yeah, I believe him. You know what I'm saying?
Like you see the way he talked to me in my eyes. Yeah,
that was a fact check back then, bro. And it's just like, wow. You know what I mean? Like all the, and look how long the all this stuff is lasting from people that really like didn't have any kind of knowledge on what they were talking about. And this is like hundreds of years. And we go back to, you know, BC, like we talked about some things that they were like, oh yeah, Buddy was lying about this back.
Yeah, grain of salt, Dre. Grain of salt, man. Grain of salt comes from
grain of salt. Grain of salt.
Curing poison or making yourself immune to poison. And the nigga that said this shit also told people he found a phoenix. It was a peacock or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like this is what these dudes be doing. And they last, like 20 said, this shit lasts so long. So, but here's the thing. So in 1865, Blessing in Disguise was in a cartoon, like not like an actual TV cartoon, like a drawn cartoon during the from the American Civil War era. And it showed, you know where I'm Civil War. And it showed the Confederate States President Jefferson Davis surrounded by cities in which the Confederates have been defeated, asking whether the losses were a blessing in disguise that prevented Confederate army to being stretched too thinly. So like that was one use of blessing in disguise in 1865 in a cartoon to say, damn, we got our ass whooped in these cities. Good thing we didn't show up so that we can keep racism alive.
Because we don't got enough racists anymore. We don't got enough racists. So
yeah,
we could only be racist in a couple of cities because, you know, you want to put all our racists, man. We got like 20 racists over here, man. You feel me? So we can't send them out west. We ain't gonna have no racists over here, baby. You know, we need as much racists as we can. You know, exactly. Imagine that cartoon. Imagine that conversation.
That and a cartoon was drawn off that, and it was called A Blessing in Disguise. Again, wow. This is why I think it's weak, because it's like, so you're saying because y'all didn't fight in the war y'all was supposed to fight in, that
and y'all
lost, that it was a blessing in disguise that some of the army people, because y'all was being stretched too thin. Nah, nigga. Y'all
that was a weak excuse.
That's the way you just didn't go, bro. Well, no, brother, you just didn't go. You didn't go and lose. You was gonna lose. And now you're still racist. All right, and another one. So
well,
I know 20. I know how you feel about it, and I like that you feel that way about it. Now, it did reach over to China. There's a phrase in the words of Ansi Fei Fu in 1900. Talking about the number of cases where an assault or injury inadvertently led to the curing of a medical condition, and them describing it in a newspaper as a blessing in disguise. So, like some folks in China got like injuries, and the injuries happened to cure another medical condition. And to me, that's just a blessing. To me, that's just a blessing, because surgery without anesthesia is just another injury, bro. So like you can sauce it up.
That's all I'm about to say. What did they discover out of the injury?
There's no I didn't dig into the detail of it, but this British newspaper took these stories from these Chinese like anecdotes of people that just like get. I'm assuming it's like stabs or like falling off of a thing, and you're like boom, and you're ripping. I don't know, like, but it's like that's what surgery is anyway. You're injuring the body to fix something. You feel me? So what the fuck? I don't give a fuck. That's not a blessing in disguise. It's just a blessing. Go.
I had the name right in my head so I could make this powerful statement afterwards, and I just forgot her name.
No,
but the lady with the Oprah did a movie on her about the cells. Henrietta. Anyway, the young lady died, and now her cells were able to cure so many other people afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name, man, but it's gonna mess me up. But they were saying when her death was a blessing in disguise because when she died, they were able to cure so many people. And I'm like, to who, you know what I'm saying? Like
So
to who?
she went on to die, and her cells just lived to see another day.
Listen, and the fact of the matter that her family does not get any compensation of the medical field using her.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
blessing in disguise. What would her family be if they got that money?
That's what I'm saying.
Listen
Like,
to that. Oh, trust me, Drake. It's a very popular. I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to look it up. You said Henrietta is it Hathaway? You said
Henrietta. Is it Henrietta Lacks?
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Henrietta
it's a
Lacks.
documentary. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure
it's
she got something out there.
documentary,
Yeah.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
Documentary, movie. Oprah just did a movie about it, bro. Like it's like a true. The immortal life of Henrietta Lacks is the one that Oprah did, but it's all types of information about her and like the HeLa cell line. That she's the source of the HeLa cell line. African American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, and that's like it says the first immortalized human cell line and one of the most important cell lines in medical research. Henrietta Lacks, man, it's definitely worth looking up. But it's like a situation where they're not this young lady died. She's been curing. I mean, like she's like it's super important in the medical field. Her cells are still being replicated today. You get what I mean? And she died. Let me see. Hold on. I feel like Mario right now.
Yeah, look at you, dog. This is great.
She died in 1951, dog.
Oh shit. Okay.
Died in 1951. Died in 1951, and still to this day that they use it to and like in the cancer field. But I don't know now. About getting people getting their due diligence or retribution or whatever the case may be. But before it took. It's really taken like at least 40 years before anybody even mentioned that, this lady's death was a blessing in disguise. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So maybe blessing, maybe tragedy first, just for a person to die, and then a blessing. They found the blessing. A blessing was in her cells. Her cells are the blessing. I don't know if they're disguised. It wasn't. Was it disguised in her death? Is that what we're supposed to believe? Is that what we're supposed to believe? I'm serious question. Like, are we supposed to? Because that's a great example because it actually helps a lot of people. Are we supposed to believe that the blessing of her cells were disguised in her what? Her death or her life? Are we saying that that blessing was just waiting in disguise for her to die? Is that what this phrase is useful for?
Yeah.
I think that's whack. Bro, I think that's weak. I think that we can say, oh, we're sad that she's gone. And then we can say, hey, look what we found now that she's gone.
They found it in her cancer cells?
No, bro, they took it. Like when she went in for
while she was alive.
took it while she was alive without her consent. They didn't even tell. Like they took the cancer cell. They took took her like I don't want to say normal, but you know what I'm saying, non-cancerous cells, and they're still alive to this day. They're still alive to this day. You get what I'm saying? And she went in for a checkup or whatever the case may be. They took them and then sent her home and was like, come back if you feel any, you know what I'm saying, feel anything. And then obviously, the cancer took over, but her cells are still being examined and processed today because they're still alive today. She's died. She's been dead over 60 years.
Yeah. See, I like the addition you added. I don't think it makes me feel better about blessing in disguise at all.
So it's all about perspective.
It is all about perspective. I think
I'm pretty sure to her family, her death and the way they study her body and stuff like that wasn't any type of blessing in disguise, especially because they didn't get compensated or they didn't even get information, or they wasn't even aware about it.
Yeah, they didn't get their consent and shit. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And they took it without exactly, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like that one, if you willing to sprinkle blessing in disguise on that scenario, then fuck that phrase. That's how I feel. But let's talk about some related phrases because we did this on one episode and I liked it. So this phrase actually has a couple that pivoted. And one thing 20 said at the beginning of the show was that it sounds like it's a find a positive out of a negative or have some gratitude. So there's a couple other blessing phrases that may relate. One is count your blessings, which has a meaning for be grateful for good things that have happened to you and not spending time regretting on the bad things. And then they have mixed blessings, which is like, got some good and bad in it. So out of the three, I don't like mixed blessings either. Because what the hell did that mean? Mixed nuts. So I'm gonna ask y'all. Out the three, we got blessing in disguise, we got count your blessings, and we got mixed blessings. Which one? Rank them in order of how you fucking with them. 20.
I would say count your What was it? Count your blessings, blessing in disguise,
and mixed blessings.
I think that's my ranking right there. Count your blessings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Blessing in disguise and mixed blessings.
Quick why. Give me a why quickly.
Well, count your blessings is I feel like that's pertains to more of what Dre saying. You get what I mean? Like those are upfront. Like you do something, you want to be thankful that you're able to do it, or you receive something, you want to be thankful that you're able to receive it. Mm-hmm. Blessed in disguise. Once again, it's all depends on who's getting the blessing and who's getting the disguise. Pretty much, you know what I mean? Like if you're the one getting the disguise, then you ain't gonna see it as a blessing. Ding. Until maybe later on in life, where it's like, man, this would have been enough, or giving, or you're reconciling for whatever it is that was negative.
Yes,
or
perfect.
You're coming to acceptance.
Yeah, perfect.
And I feel like that's more like, since I'm accepting it, let me find the goodness out of it. And mixed blessings, I just really don't get that either. I'm probably with you on mixed blessings as opposed to blessing in disguise because there's no reason to mix the blessings. Now, yeah, you could grab something out of it. What are you missing the blessing with? You get what I'm saying? A negative blessing?
Yeah, what is that? What is a bad miracle? Have you seen Nope? What is a bad miracle? Same question. What is a mixed blessing? What is a bad miracle? All right, Dre, rank them up.
All right, I would definitely agree with the ranking Mr. Williams had. I would say count your blessings. Blessing in disguise. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what mixed blessings are. Yeah. But when I hear this ranking, I think of it, the count your blessings is you gotta be grateful. And the way I think of it is if everybody in the world, drop their problems on the ground and then we all pick them back up, are you gonna be happy with what you lost? You know what I'm saying?
I like
so that's how I look at, count your blessings. Blessing in disguise, like I said, I'm focused on, I'm grateful for those things that's, that could happen. Yeah. But I'm not looking at as if it was disguised. It was just, I was just blessed with that, that opportunity or whatever it was. Mm. And then mixed blessings, what does that even mean?
We all there.
What does that even
mean?
Mixed blessings? Mixed blessings. I guess it's the mixture of the.
They say a good and bad aspects, meaning that something has.
There's a bad blessing.
I'm like, how can you put?
Exactly, Dre. Exactly.
How could you put those words together? Who's doing this shit? Who put those words together? Dog?
Life's a bad blessing. No,
life. If we want to go there, all right, man. This was fun.
That sound like one of my kids I used to counsel. They was like, Mr. L, I was about to bless him. I'm like, bro, if you don't sit down, you weren't about to do nothing, man. I was about to bless him. You don't even know.
Yo, man, let's appraise this thing, man. Y'all are great. Let's appraise it, man. This is perfect. So, 20, I'm going to do the power grade. We all know what the grades are. If you're a listener, if you're a first-time listener, let me do my due diligence. If you're a first-time listener, I will explain the grading scale. It is a 3-category grading scale, power being the impact when it's heard or said, speed being the eloquence, does it flow off the tongue, and then our guest has a preference, and that's all things combined with the meaning, the origin, personal use, personal feeling, all that. A through F grading scale, I'm going to do power. 20's going to hit speed, and then Dre's going to hit us with that guest preference, that wild card. So power, man, blessing in disguise. Look, now, anything that is attached to the church and God is going to shake the fucking room up. It's going to have people fucked up. And truth be told, the connection that 20 made with Henrietta Lacks shows how impactful that is, because we're not rioting on behalf of her family because blessing in disguise is thrown on it. It's so powerful. You be like, go ahead.
Because she said her sales saved over 10 million people.
So must be a blessing in disguise. You know, it's so powerful that this big thing that's helping people. Also, I think almost as equally this big like dark cloud of, is the family getting some type of compensation for that because it happened unknown?
They did that girl wrong. They done killed her, took her stuff, and they like, oh, look at this. Look what we found. Even though we killed her, we got this.
This was a blessing in disguise. And because of that, because of that, I even as bad as that is, I have to say that's powerful. And that's an A+ on impact. That's an A. He said they done killed her.
Not cancer. They done killed her. Boy, they put the cancer in.
They put it in a 20. Hit me with the speed. Hit me with the speed, bro. Thank you, Dre. Thank you.
Say to Henrietta Lacks family, we are just, we're just talking over here. We don't mean.
We salute you.
We salute you, and we hope you get what you need.
Everything that she's been through, we thank her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Dre, I feel like once they realized that her cells were immortal, they were like, we can study, we can make way more studying her without her consent. And if she does die, we don't need her consent.
Yeah.
So maybe the blessing in disguise was her. No, let me stop. The
speed.
Yeah. Speed, blessing in disguise. I'm gonna give it a. Did you give your grade on the power?
Yeah, A+.
You said A+, right?
I stamped it. Yep.
Speed, blessing in disguise. I'll give it a B. I was gonna go lower just on personal, petty reasons, but I'm gonna give it a B. Speed. Blessing in disguise. It's easy to say, even though it's not short. It's not as short. Like when you write it out, it'll probably take up the whole line, but it still flows. The flow of it is a really good one once you get it started. It's not tricky words. It's not words that are more tongue twisters. It's just blessing in disguise. So I give it more of a B when it comes to speed. It's easy for people to say that can pronounce the words. So I'll give it a B. B is my final.
B, excellent. All right, Dre, you really get to wrap it up with your personal preference, all things included.
So I'm a average the two, and I'm gonna give it a B+. For one, I mean, for the power, it does have a little power to it, and I understand it. The speed of it, you can actually be listening to somebody or something happen, and that can tell the whole story. It was a blessing in disguise. Come straight out. You ain't even got to say too much after you say that. I'm gonna give it a B+.
Are you gonna use it?
It's not bad. It's just like you said. It's not. I don't think it's one of the badder ones that we had, Mario. You know what I mean? Right. It's just. But then again, that could be because it's connected to the church. You get what I mean? Maybe that's what it is, and maybe that's because it's a situation of, looking at something from a negative to a positive. Maybe that's what it is, but it's just it doesn't sit 100% right.
Right. That's all I'm at. You said B plus, Dre?
It doesn't sit. It doesn't plop there right. It's like one of those wobbly tables. I can still eat off of it, but if
you gotta get out of your feelings with it. Like something that happens bad, you gotta get over it and be like, I guess. Like you gotta get down, you gotta get out of your chair and everything. I guess.
Like blood is thick in the water, huh?
Yes, B plus, right, Dre?
Yes,
there we go. All right, man. Appreciate you. Hey, were you telling me to get out my feelings about it?
I feel like it was.
Because I feel like it.
I'm not just saying Mario personally, but just Mario, you got to get out your feelings
about this shit, nigga. No, I just before
you the host, nigga.
Yeah, I know. I gotta my composure. I lost composure over blessings in disguise, man. Because you know what? Bringing it full circle, I like where we went with it. I'm leaning less towards you are weak and more towards like it can be weak, man. And for that, I would say, and we don't usually do this, but if I have to offer up my suggestion on listeners and viewers to use it correctly, man. Don't toss it on something like Henrietta lacks. Don't toss it on something like I was being lazy and because I was being stupid and shit that it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't get. Because like, nigga, if you didn't die, anything that you didn't do or a lot of things you didn't do will end up being positive. Like you said, accepting it over time. A real blessing in disguise, if I had to rock with misfortune, is maybe the injury one where you're like, I'm cured. Like that's the only one where I might be like, that's a truly blessing in disguise. So it has a purpose, and I'm gonna back off. All right, now before we get out of here, Dre.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So
chill out.
Yes, sir.
Chill on me, dog.
I'm sorry to my viewers. Just once again, it's all about timing.
Yep.
So Chris Brown's death on Stomp the Yard, was that a blessing?
That's why I said you got to get out of your feelings about it.
Get out.
You got to slide down and be like,
I guess so.
Chris Brown death on Stomp the Yard, a blessing in this, because Buddy got to go to college. He got the, you feel me? He got a little lady. You feel me? Like,
and it fueled him.
So that's the metric for me, man. That's it. That's the metric for me. If it immediately fuels positivity, if it immediately is battery for positive behavior, then yes, that's the only time.
I wonder if he looked back and said it like, I guess, like somebody asked him about it.
He'd be like, that was a blessing in disguise, man, for my brother.
That a blessing in disguise? Like, I
guess so.
Because if Chris Brown was alive to do the move, he probably wouldn't have done the move and they wouldn't have won the step.
Nothing would have happened. 20-minute movie.
They wouldn't have won the step show. Chris Brown.
Yeah. It's over.
They wouldn't have won the step show.
That's it.
Stomp the yard. He said it.
There it is. Perfect example of blessing in disguise. Stomp the yard. Hey, man, 20. You know I got to toss it to you for the
dictionary of misinformation.
Oh, boy. Thank you so much for this, guys. I just want to let you know that I definitely appreciated this show.
Yeah.
Man. Whew. All right, Dre. It's on you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Letter.
We went through 26. Actually, I would say 25 because X already got used.
X is gone.
So we got to go ahead and grab a letter from you, big dog. You know what time it is. Just grab us just let us know a letter so we can go ahead and inform some people that's been misinformed about said subject that has to do with that letter. So A through A, B. If you don't want, we can give you one. If you're not, just any letter.
I'm gonna go with K.
Ooh, K. I don't know if we done K.
K.
All right. All right. Let me.
Oh boy.
K didn't got a lot, so I think we gonna learn something today about it. All right, let's learn about the Kentucky Rifle, y'all. I don't know nothing about it, so I won't be misinformed. I will just purely be informed.
The what? Kentucky what?
The Kentucky Rifle. There's only like 5 Ks. And this rifle, as distinguished from a musket, first came widespread use in America. Then it later became the Kentucky Rifle. But it was made in Pennsylvania by a Swiss person. The Kentucky Rifle.
With an Atlanta background.
Yeah, right. Wait, what?
The Kentucky rifle was made in Pennsylvania by a Swiss person in 1730. Don't know, no explanation for why it's called the Kentucky rifle, but the Kentucky rifle has never even been to Kentucky. Until probably.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. We gonna get up out of here. Hey, Dre. Hey, man, I appreciate you as always. Hey, man, tell the people where they can catch you real quick, man. For sure, man. Real quick. Plug that mental potential real quick. Time and place, man.
Oh yeah, hey man, y'all tune in every Wednesday night. That's 10:30 Hamburg time, so that'll be about what 3:30, 4 o'clock Central time. Hey man, it's it's always good to have athletes, trainers, guys tuning in. We figure out how they think mentally, what's fueling them, and how it's taking off for them potentially. Again, y'all tune in every Wednesday night at 10:30. Yeah, we're gonna have a blast.
We're gonna have a blast, man. That's on IG, man. Dre's IG is gonna be in the show notes. Tune in, lock in, man. It's fun. I'll be on there. We're gonna get 20 on there. It's a good time, man. It's a lot of information. International landscape, man. So a lot to learn. All right, as always. 20. Thank you, my friend. 20. Doing your thing, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, for sure. We are brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube for the visuals. Subscribe, share, like. We're doing great. I appreciate all the support. 20 appreciates all the support. Dre appreciates all the support by proxy. And always remember that it's not in disguise if you choose to let value be in the eyes of the appraiser. We'll check you out next week.